Testing 1, 2, 3. This will be the August 17th, 2016 City Council regular meeting.
Everybody ready here?
I know.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the City Council of Satellite Beach, August 17th, 2016, approximately 7 p.m. Please join Vice Mayor Breimer for a moment of silence and the pledge.
We all rise for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Can you join me in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you. This time move on to agenda item 3, citizens' comments. This is for non-agenda items. Floor is open. Hearing none, back to council. City council comments?
I have none.
Okay.
I just want to, is Alan Potter here? Well, I hope that this will get back to him. I see his folks, the Public Works, out here working in this oppressive heat and humidity. Their job is not easy, but they're at it. And please have Alan tell all of his folks that we notice them and that we appreciate what they do. Thank you.
I attended the Space Coast League of Cities meeting on the 8th, the County Commission meeting on the 9th that dealt with the Indian River Lagoon, Seahawks football opener on the Friday the 12th, and the 9th annual Roz Shaw blood drive that Joanne Regan does, and got a great turnout. Congratulations, Joanne. Thanks for doing it. That's all I have.
Thank you. I attended also Space Coast League of Cities, the football opening, which was great. Had a pretty good group of kids out there this year. I also attended this morning at Florida Today School Board Superintendent's program they put on. Very, very interesting program. I think he's accomplished a lot in a year, and it's really good turnout. Chief, we've gotten some incredibly great letters concerning your officers and so forth, and I want to pass our feelings on to them to thank them for all they do for the community, because it's amazing how many letters we've been getting lately on a multitude of things. Even when people are stopped and get a ticket, they have a smile, which is very interesting and
hard to do.
Hard to do. So tell them, please, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have no further comments. Any other further comments from council? Okay. Hearing none, move on to city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. We have our oyster map making workshops that are continuing at the David R. Schechter Community Center, overseen by the Brevard Zoo. I know that there is one tonight that's an oyster map making workshop for the canal owners, but the oyster map making workshops that are open up to the whole community will be starting again. One was August 10th, the 27th, September 14th, 24th, October 22nd, November 19th, and December 17th from 10 o'clock to 11:30. And you don't need to RSVP. You can just walk in the door and help out. We are going to be attending the Florida Sun meeting on August 24th from 6:30 to 8 at the Florida Solar Energy Center in Cocoa. That meeting is talking about a Florida solar co-op, and the entire sustainability board, they actually decided to move their meeting to that location so they could all attend that workshop. So we will all be there. If you have any interest in solar, please attend that meeting. You already had your ethics training. I do have one action item for you today. We are asking you to accept or approve this letter, which is basically an intent to purchase for a Ferrara Custom MVP rescue pumper. Basically, what we're trying to do is start to order the next fire truck replacement, and since we're undergoing a bid financing, we did find one that is already in stock, so we don't have to wait 6 to 8 months for it to be constructed, and we need to put it on hold, so we're asking your permission to submit this letter, just to give them some comfort that we will be following through with the purchase at a later date.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter of intent for the fire truck.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Montanaro, second by Councilman Osmer. Discussion,
Dave, I'd just like to kind of hear you speak to this truck, if you would, just tell us a little bit about it and that sort of thing. And warranties and all that, dude, that go with it.
Only thing I can tell you is that this is going to be a smaller scaled down, but not by much. It's only by 4 or 5 feet smaller than the truck we have now. It's to replace, since we've severed our agreement with Brevard County, it's to replace the pumping capacity that the tower truck provided to us. So, with that, as far as warranties, I can only assume that the fire chief and the city manager are working together and trying to arrange for the same warranty and same conditions we've had with this truck we have now.
is this a brand-new truck?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it is new, okay.
Yes.
So all we're basically doing here is forgoing the 7 months if we ordered one.
Correct. They had the chassis in stock.
Is it taking the truck that would have been here 7 months from now? Does this truck have, is it a Miro truck? Has everything on it? We're not missing anything here?
No.
Okay.
And I'm kind of follow up on it, I'm going to come at you different. Is this the truck you'd want to buy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they're asking us to hold it. Otherwise, they kind of wait down the road. It takes about 3 or 4 weeks to get the bid financing, put the financing bid back and in front of you for approval.
Yeah.
And so, they don't want to lose the truck, basically, so they're asking us.
And I think, I'm kind of following up again on what Frank said. We want to make sure that we get something that in 5 years, people aren't saying, gosh, I wish we waited a little longer and gotten the bigger truck. And that's my question, is are we doing the right thing for now and in the future?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Further questions?
And I just figured the same thing, sorry. I figured the same thing. In other words, what we're doing is we're putting a letter, which is basically in lieu of a deposit. Like you would normally do, is you'd put a deposit on something to hold it. This letter is our deposit to hold it.
Yeah, they have other people interested in the truck, so they don't want to sit and
Lose
hold
the
it for
sale.
us, and then we go, nah.
Right.
So they want some level of comfort that we will follow through.
Furthermore, if we wait, if we don't jump on this chassis, then we risk the potential of waiting really another year plus to get the next one built.
Right.
Is there any cost savings in purchasing this as opposed to ordering one?
Only by virtue of the fact that the chassis is there and it's a pre-built chassis and it's ready, but as far as us waiting, I also believe that we're piggybacking on a Houston bid from Houston, Texas, which is, we're in essence buying in a bulk type situation with Houston.
Yeah, so really, all this does is not require us to wait 6 to 8 months for a new truck.
Everything else is the same.
Correct.
One more question.
Yeah, when this thing arrives, is it going to be ready to hit the street, or is it going to be equipment has to be added to it too, Dave? Are we buying something that's ready to roll?
We will probably have some equipment purchase needs, but what they are at this point, I don't know.
Okay. Any further comment from council? This time, because it's an action item, I'll open it up for public comment.
Joanne Regan, resident. I was just wondering if this was a ladder truck.
It is not a ladder
No,
truck.
it's not.
It will have ladders on it.
But it is not a ladder truck.
Correct.
As we discovered. Further,
Demotion for you.
What's that?
Demotion for you.
Oh, well, they come and go.
floor is still open for public comment? Hearing none, back to council. Further council comments? Hearing none, Lenore?
That was Councilman Montanaro moved and seconded by Vice Mayor Breimer.
Osmer?
Osmer, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Gott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Breimer? Yes. Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. Thank you. Courtney, is there anything else in your?
The only other thing I wanted to let you know is this morning, we had the press conference for the Florida Friendly Lawns, and that was the Keep Brevard Beautiful and Sustainability Board Partnership. So that was done this morning. It's all over Facebook already.
It's on TV.
Is it on TV?
I saw it at 6. It was
Yeah.
great.
That's great.
And so thank you and the sustainability, you guys, for doing that. It was really good. They had a nice little program on Channel
Yeah,
6.
we were getting it out there, but once we partnered with Keep Brevard Beautiful, it really took off, so they've done a great job in helping us out.
Thank you, Courtney. Moving on at this point, with council's permission, I'd like to move to agenda item 7, and then back to 6.
Yes, go, thank you.
Moving on to 7, discuss take action on the proposed interlock agreement with Brevard County agreeing to the sales tax referendum for the Indian River Lagoon.
I'll make a motion to approve the proposed interlocal agreement with Brevard County.
Second?
I have a motion by Councilman Montanaro, second by Councilman Osmer. Discussion from council. At this time, open up for public comment on this agenda item. Hear none. Back to council. I'm just going to say this. I was at the meeting at Brevard County had. It was a long meeting, a lot of support, and I'm there for it. I'm sure it's a lot both ways. And I look at this as nothing more than agreeing to, not for or against the tax as much as it is to make sure it goes on the ballot in November. So,
Well, you would be agreeing to put, not only put it on the ballot, but to agree to the Save Our Lagoon
Save Our
plan, agree to disperse all the funds into the county's Save Our Lagoon fund, and allow the county to manage those funds through the Citizen Oversight Committee. So,
one thing I would recommend everybody, take the time. A lot of work went into that, and please read it, look at it, and make yourself familiar with what's there. They did a lot of work, and
it's a great plan.
It's really, if you look at it, it's a really good plan. They've done a lot of work on it. So, any further comments? Did I already open up for public comments?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. One more?
Councilman Goff?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Breimer?
Yes.
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
I'll just call out Liz Allward with Jim Barfield's office is here too, by the way. So-
Thanks, Liz. Appreciate it.
Taking it early, let her go home. So
Yes.
They've been busy.
They have. Liz, thank you very much.
Thank Jim, too.
He's in Elton right now, they just passed it too. Thank you.
Good.
Thank you. Moving back to agenda item 6. Discuss, take action on establishing resolution and interlocal agreements with authorized energy finance program administrators for the property assessed clean energy program. Jim, we have 3 resolutions?
Okay. Resolution number 974 is the first resolution. It's a resolution of the City of Satellite Beach, Brevard County, Florida, expressing the city's support and intention to create within its boundaries the Renew PACE program, a voluntary program providing interested property owners with the opportunity to finance energy efficiency improvements on their property by repayment through non-ad valorem assessments on their property tax bill, authorizing the mayor of the City of Satellite Beach to execute an interlocal agreement with the Florida Green Finance Authority for administration of the Renew PACE program in the City of Satellite Beach and providing an effective date. That's resolution number 974. Resolution number 975, a resolution of the City of Satellite Beach, Brevard County, Florida, to provide a mechanism for the financing of energy conservation and efficiency improvements, renewable energy improvements, and wind resistance improvements, authorizing the execution of a non-exclusive interlocal subscription agreement with the Florida PACE Funding Agency for an initial term of 3 years ending September 30, 2019. That's a correction in the title. It's 2019 instead of 2017. Pursuant to which Florida PACE Funding Agency will administer a financing program for such improvements within the municipal boundaries of the city, authorizing and directing city officials, officers, employees, and agents to take such actions as may be necessary or desirable in furtherance of the purposes of this resolution, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing an effective date. So reading of resolution number 975, which is the second resolution. And the third resolution is resolution 976, a resolution of the City of Satellite Beach, Brevard County, Florida, creating a property assessed clean energy program and joining the Clean Energy Green Corridor program in accordance with section 163.08 Florida statutes adopting an interlocal agreement pursuant to Section 163.01 Florida statutes relating to the corridor, providing for authorization and providing an effective date, and that's a reading of Resolution Number 976.
So, Jim and Courtney, I talked with Courtney on this. Basically, Resolution 974, 975, and 976 all deal with the programs that each of these three companies are providing. They basically provide the same thing. These are just their resolutions. So when we approve them, we're approving them basically based on the fact that this is what their language is. So I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 974, a motion to approve number 975, and number 976 as submitted. And as corrected, 975 corrected to 2019.
Second.
I have a motion by, motion by Councilman Montanaro, second by Councilwoman Gott. Discussion from council. Okay, at this time, open up agenda item 6 for public comment. Please.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor, Council. My name is Jay Neal. I'm President and CEO of the Florida Association for Insurance Reform. Came up from Fort Lauderdale. I want to first say that I think your staff did a great job. Having a multiple PACE environment, which you're adopting tonight, ensures that consumers get the best pricing and service. And we've seen that in areas where there is greater competition, they have about a 60 basis point better rate than they would get otherwise. PACE is important because it is an important arrow in the quiver for people who, need a new roof, and are canceled by their insurance carrier because there's only 2 or 3 years extra life. It's not credit-based. Although there are underwriting standards, you have to have paid your taxes on time and other things. It's a great program. One of the reasons I came down tonight is that we, FAIR, have received a $194,000 grant from the Florida Emergency Management Department. And in discussions with folks here in Brevard County, including Space Coast Community Association, some of the commissioners, they say that Satellite Beach could probably use it. And the grant is for this. It's to help a condominium community do wind mitigation improvements. So roof, windows, you've seen the old jalousie windows, those types of things. And it's designed to be part, maybe 15% or 10% of the total cost or more, it's very flexible, of a condo community that wants to use PACE to make these improvements. We actually had a condo community selected in Tamarack, and their documents were so old that essentially every owner had veto power. And it was a 174-unit, 55-plus community, a very modest market value. So I've got some flyers here I'd like to leave with the city staff, and if you can use it, we'll come up, we'll talk to the communities, but what we want to try to do with this is write a handbook for Florida emergency management so that similarly situated communities throughout the state can benefit. So that's all. Thank you so much. We support the...
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Floor is still open?
Yes, hi, Devesh Normal. I'm with the Renew PACE, Renew Financial is a company program. First of all, I want to commend you guys on your sustainability work. I worked in Extension, and the Florida Friendly Yard work was a big passion of mine back at Pinellas County, so I'm over from the other side of the coast, other coast, I should say. I think looking at each of the resolutions, we all do the same typical work. It's not just energy efficiency, it's the wind mitigation and clean energy, just to clarify on the language here. And we welcome the multi-provider. Thank you for your leadership for this county, and hopefully we'll see more. And, with PACE, there's additional consumer protections that we feel are very beneficial that you don't get with a credit card or a HELOC that will actually bring a higher quality to the whole implementation as well. We're all about, sustainability is about life cycle cost capturing, and that's what PACE does as a financing mechanism. So hopefully we can do that successfully. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Floor is still open for public comment. Hearing none, bring it back to council. Any further council comments on this? Courtney?
I just wanted to point out that if it wasn't for John Fergus on our sustainability board, this would not be in front of you today. So I just wanted to say thank you for all your work. Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
John, thank you. Another great one by the sustainability. And John, really a forward-thinking board. And if you've never been to one of their meetings, I recommend you take the opportunity to go to one. Very, very good run meetings, and boy, they think of a lot of new things that will help a lot of the people. So to that board, and John, thank you very much. Further discussion? Hearing none, Lenore?
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Breimer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gott?
Yes.
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes.
You'll need to approve the interlocal agreements as well, Mayor.
If you so move, authorize the mayor to sign the 3 interlocal agreements regarding Renew Pace, Florida Pace Funding Agency, and Y Green Works.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion by Councilwoman Gott, second by Councilman Montanaro. Further discussion? Here none, Lenore?
Public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry. Public comment, again, on agenda item 6. The second, the authorizing the mayor to sign the 3 agreements. Hearing none, back to council. Lenore?
Vice Mayor Breimer?
Yes.
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gott?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 8, discuss take action on agreement with Team Payne for skate park improvements. Courtney?
Thank you, Mayor. The City Council prioritized the renovations of the city skate park in the 15-16 Capital Assets Fund budget in the amount of $200,000. On February 29th, 2016, the city issued an RFP to solicit proposals, and we did choose Team Payne to enter into contract. We have negotiated that contract, and that construction contract is before you. Team Payne will have 180 days or 6 months to achieve substantial completion of the project, and the evaluation committee members will remain involved as advisors throughout the design of the project. So with that, we're asking for your approval tonight.
Thank you. Also,
Oh, I'm sorry, you have a
yes,
replacement
you have a
page.
replacement page at your desk here on agenda item 8. The strike through on the first part and then the addition to.
Yeah, and this is specifically with regard to public records.
Discussion from council? I have one item. Courtney, we talked about this. In this agreement, they get paid on the 25th of each month, correct? As work is completed. Obtain payment the 25th day of each month, is that correct?
Yes, they'll send in their construction invoices
Right.
similar to, yeah.
And like we talked, they get penalized if they're late
That's
on
correct.
this. We just got to remember we can't burn them out because we're going to have
Yeah,
a controlled
we've
burn
been
there.
discussing about.
Got to
the
make sure we
timing of
plan
that.
it around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Move to authorize the city manager to sign the contract with Team Payne Enterprises, Inc. for skate park improvements.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Gott, second by Councilman Osmer. At this time, open up for public comment on agenda item 8. Hearing none, bring it back to council for further council comment.
The only thing I want to say is there were a lot of people involved in this from the community and staff, and a lot of time went into this. And this is just a great example of how our city does things outside the box thinking and, you know, reaching out to get something like this taken care of. Great job.
Thank you.
Further comment? Council, hearing none. Lenore?
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Breimer?
Yes.
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gott? Yes. Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. Staff, thank you very much. Moving on to agenda item 9. These are proposed agenda items for the September 7th council meeting. Please take a look if there's any additions that you would like on here. Please see our city manager. We have some proclamations, and I always ask if one of the people from military here would like to read it. Councilman Gott, if you usually take that, would you mind taking one? And Steve, you take the other for us? Sure. Thank you very much. Okay. Moving on to agenda item 10, the approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 28th special meeting, the August 3rd workshop meeting, and the August 3rd regular council meeting minutes as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilman Montanaro, second by Councilman Osmer. Further discussion? Hearing none. Lenore?
Councilwoman Gott?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Breimer?
Yes.
Councilman Osmer?
Yes.
Councilman Montanaro?
Yes.
Mayor Patino?
Yes, motion passes. Any further new business before the board?
I would like to just make one comment since we mentioned the burn area. Since we put all those signs up about protecting the gopher tortoises, I have not seen any more people trying to save those tortoises by throwing them into the pond.
Give them the swim?
Yeah, it really is working. I see people bring their small children, and they stop and they look at the animals, and they do what should be done. So those signs were a really good idea, so.
To tell you one other thing on that area, we have a citizen in our town who has asked to meet with Courtney and I on how to develop might be the wrong term to use here, but how to enhance that with signage and so forth, telling people about the different plants, about the tortoises and so forth there. Rodney Smith's son has come forward with something, and Courtney and I have to have a meeting with him next week, I think Wednesday. So just to let you know on that, there's people very interested in doing stuff like that. Any further business for council? Hearing none, meeting's adjourned. Everybody travel safe.
30 minutes.
Okay.